Hey, I'm Scarlet Parke, and this is a Bad Kollective Clubhouse Session.
So don't let go, don't let it show. We all know just how this goes. Don't let go, don't let it show. We all know just how this goes. Don't let go.
Alright, so the first thing that I always ask all the artists that I interview is, where are you from?
I am a Pacific Northwest native. I'm from Port Orchard, Washington.
How has living in an area like the Pacific Northwest or the Port Orchard or Seattle area shaped you as an artist and as a person?
Well, the weather definitely makes sure that you have time inside to practice and write. That's why I think there are so many artists that come out of the Northwest specifically, and specifically really good music. I mean, just for decades and decades, there's been these amazing artists that have come out of Seattle, and I think we can blame a lot of that on the weather. So thanks.
And what got you into music?
You want the real answer? The Little Mermaid. I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid, and after that was obsessed with Ella Fitzgerald, and after that was obsessed with Christina Aguilera, and then Amy Winehouse, and kind of all these prolific singer-songwriters, female singer-songwriters, and it all started with Ariel.
Are you excited for the new Little Mermaid when it comes out?
Oh my gosh, yes! And I honestly love the casting. I think it's amazing. I think it's great.
As an artist, would you say that it's pretty accurate that everybody is willing to work together here?
I would say that people have to know what they're looking for before they can reach out to work with people. And so I think that from my experience, it's been all about the vibe and people knowing what vibes with them before they reach out to work with other people. But I would say that yes, like Seattle is very keen on like, hey, your sound, like, I love that. Can we work together? More than other cities I've been to. But yeah, I think that's something really special, that there's a lot of really cool collaborations going on right now.
And who are some local artists that you would like to work with?
Ooh, I would love to work with Paris Alexa. I would love to work with Sam LaChow. And, Macklemore, just throwing that out there. I don't know if he's technically local anymore, but honestly, there's a lot of really, really great artists there's Ben Zadie, there's Campana, there's the Black Tones, there are LaFonda, Ali Byland. There's just like a ridiculous amount of talent in Seattle, so I don't think I could ever choose one. My list is pretty long.
How would you describe your music?
I think it can all fall under the umbrella of soul, pop, a little bit of electro flair, and definitely kind of moving more into the hip hop, chill hop kind of arena as I explore, myself and my sound more.
What were the challenges you faced or still face now with creating and discovering your sound and finding that target audience and everything that comes with the development of your art?
I think the biggest struggle for me has just been really honing in on what kind of music I wanted to be making that felt the truest to me. Because I write all my own songs, just me and piano. It kind of just it's very open for interpretation. So everybody that I bring it to, whether it's a producer or it's a player, they all have a different vision for it. And so the hardest part has been maintaining my vision for it, and sometimes having to step away and say, I'm sorry, that's not in line with what I'm seeing, or I'm going to move this direction. So it's just learning how to say no, and trusting yourself is the hardest part. It's self-doubt is something that is, I think, a common denominator for a lot of artists, including myself.
And you seem like the go-getter type. So have you always been that way, or something kind of changed that made you be like, okay, I know I have to come into this industry and I have to be strong-willed, strong-minded to get where I want to be?
I think previously in my life I was more of a, I don't know, I guess I definitely had more an air of like, I deserve things when I was younger, which just sucks to admit, but it's the truth. And I was ending up in circumstances that I wasn't enjoying. I didn't feel connected to, and I actually got in a car accident, and that car accident kind of really put things in perspective for me, as far as, you know, you're young once, you get one life, you know, the kind of YOLO in a different way. Like, okay, like you kind of have to get it together, and if, you know, this is your chance to either make it or break it, and like, are you going to be that person that quits, or are you going to be that person that looks back and is like, I fucking rocked that?
So when I went to your Instagram, I saw that you have a tag in your bio called Parke Ave. And so, you know, I went to that page and, you know, scoped it out and everything. So can you explain what that is? Because it's something that you created.
Yeah, so Parke Ave is a networking app and community for musicians / artists / for anybody basically in the community, but mostly revolves around music. I created that because it was something that I really desperately needed, was just a way to connect and find people without, you know, without necessarily needing to be at every single show, like talking to every single person. I would love for it to just be a place where artists can talk about what they've been through, talk about what's worked, what hasn't worked, you know, who they recommend, who maybe they don't recommend, and kind of this just, I don't know, kind of just an accountability and a place for everybody to feel connected and seen and heard and you know, family.
What difference have you seen that make in your lives and other artists' lives?
It's been really cool. I was super nervous to even try to start anything like that. It was just something that I kind of had to bite the bullet and just, you know, say, if I need this, I bet somebody else needs this, and I hope that it works. And we've been running for 1.5 years now, and we get testimonials all the time of, thank you so much, I found my drummer that I've been desperately needing on the app, or I found a really good sound engineer, and, you know, just I was able to share a song that was unreleased and get really valuable feedback that then made the song better for when I did release it. I've definitely benefit from just, it's expanded my network by 100,000 already, and, you know, it really is just because I want everybody to feel like they have a chance to do the damn thing. And I think that comes from people supporting each other. And, you know, I need support, and even the big people up top need support. And I don't want people to lose sight of that.
Do you have any new projects coming out soon or working on anything right now?
Yes, so I basically am a music hoarder. I have like 50 songs that are written, and like I was talking about before, I just had waited so long to find, like, what do I want to sound like? What do I sound like? Like, what is my musical identity? And it ended up, you know, like pop and hip hop and R&B and kind of blending all these sounds together. Like, I feel like that's finally, you know, I've arrived at what I feel like that sound I was searching for was. So the question was, do I have new music? The answer is, oh yeah, lots of new music. I have a new song coming out in August and October and December and January and March and probably forever.
What's one of your biggest goals that you're trying to reach when it comes to your music?
Biggest goal is to make a difference in things that I feel I can make a difference in. One of those things being music in education. I would really love to, and a lot of this goes in with Parke Ave. You know, the more success that either Parke Ave or I am, you know, able to achieve really puts me in a position to help people that went through really bad things growing up, similar to what I did, and I want to work with people that I feel like were in the same position as me when I was younger, and just help them like grow into the person that they want to be, even if, you know, they don't have that support system. And yeah, that's my end game, is to just really love to help encourage kids.
Between making your own music and then having Parke Ave and helping other artists evolve and grow themselves as well, what do you do when you have free time?
Free time? What's that? I play with my cat, and I read. I'm currently reading White Oleander. I work out. I'm a kind of a workout fanatic. It's like the one thing that actually clears my mind because I am such a just rapid fire overthinker all the time. And so when I'm working out, I usually just put on a podcast and get caught up on the happenings around the world, and try and chill a little bit. But I love working, and I'm lucky to love what I do. So.
And what do you hope those that see you this weekend that may have never heard you before, what do you want them to get from your music and performance?
Inspired. I want them to feel like they can be weird and be crazy and break out of their shells and tell the story that needs to be told in their own lives. That's what I'm finally doing. Is I'm finally like telling the story of all the craziness.
What's one thing you want listeners, other artists, and other people that work within the industry to know about you? Like when they see your name or hear your name, they know this about Scarlet Parke.
I want them to know that I'm always going to be the most honest and real. And I'm going to do that at the sacrifice of my own feelings sometimes, because I think that the only way people grow is through lessons, and lessons equals, life just beating you up. And not always, like my music was, like we have some fun songs coming out for sure, but I always, my music will always speak to a bigger story, a bigger lesson, a bigger reason.
And what's one piece of advice you would give to anyone who's trying to figure out how to start following their passion?
Get rid of anybody who tells you that you can't. And then go from there. And get people that support you and say, you know what, even if you're homeless, living out of your car. I did that. Rock bottom is a great starting place, even if you're there. I think it's really about who you're surrounded with. People that push you, don't let you settle and be complacent, and people who want to, have those storyboarding nights where you're cutting things out of magazines and dreaming about things you don't have. Like just having somebody, if you can't do it yourself, having somebody there to tell you that it's not too much, and to tell you that it's possible. You're not too old. You're not this. You're not that. And you can do this. And those people are really hard to find because everybody is searching, but they do exist. You should just find that person.
And in the next 5 years or so, where do you see Scarlet Parke being?
On a yacht in the Caribbean. No, I'm just kidding. In a perfect world. I feel like we should all be on yachts in the Caribbean. In 5 years, I really would love to be playing at a awards festival with Lizzo. Her and I doing a flute and saxophone solo together. Hey girl, hit me up. And jokes aside, I really hope that Parke Ave is a national brand that is helping local artists in every major city, helping them do their thing, schedule their tours, be treated right. I hope that I am able to help kids and start music programs in schools, and that I'm able to dance better and and tour and inspire people. And I just really hope that I am able to stay lit on the inside so that I can help others feel lit on the inside as well.
That's a wrap. Unless anybody else had any.
Was that okay?
That was beautiful.
That was great.
Thank you.
Good answers. You gave like really good answers.
Thank you.